be at the table, but I want to be. We still got a long way to go. And I want to tell those who are struggling from the other side of the coin, who are thought of being less than human, you got to rise up and take care of some things yourself. You can't blame other folk for standing on your bootstraps when there's nobody around but you and your selfishness. We as a people have to learn how to love one another. How to reach the other day. Carlos, if you're inside, God got you there to hold the door open for somebody else. Do I have a witness here? We cannot arrive, Eric, and have our Mercedes and don't be concerned, a fellow who's still driving the Pinto. We've got to help others get where we are if we're going to really do this thing right. Let's not stay here too long. I wanted to look at this for a minute because this story ultimately reveals that all human life is worth saving. This story ultimately reveals that all human life is worth saving. And Mississippi and America, that we cannot truly be whole when others are fragmented and feeble. I wanted to explore this biblical pericope to glean from it some helpful hints that will help heal the hurts of humanity. It is specifically the response of the people to the preferred profit over people. So I want to look for a minute at this text and raise the real legitimate question. Is it people or is it pork chops? Which one do we really value? Which one do we really believe in? So it was. Jesus steps on the grounds in this country of the Gadarenes, and while he's there, he encounters, I call him Tombs Man. How is it that you get to the point that you are comfortable living in the graveyard? Here in the text, the Bible declares he made his dwellings among the dead. Eviction shall be served on him. Jesus come and said to those demons, first of all, he asked him, what is your name? Yeah, and the man said, my name is Legion, because we are many. But Jackie, he didn't have just one devil. He didn't have two devils. He didn't have three devils. Or a legion back in that day of Roman soldiers was anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 soldiers, depending on what they needed for. He said, my name is Legion, because we are many. So many things have fell upon this man until he really doesn't know who he is. And Jesus said to them, well, today you got to come out of him. I've come to reclaim him. I've come to redeem him. I've come to reestablish him. Come out of the man. And I want to tell you today, sometimes it's not a skin problem, it's a sin problem. You got to deal with the demons in people. You got to call it like you see it. Come on, help me out for a minute. You can't play ball with me and fish with me and hunt with me and won't worship with me. It's a skin problem. It's a sin problem. It's something deep in your heart that won't let you enter into real fellowship one with another. We all ought to be able to sit down and praise the same God at the same time. Come on, walk with me for a minute. You do know why we have black churches and white churches? Because it came out of the nuances of slavery. The master would permit us, give us permission to have a little church in the basement. Y'all ain't listening. And then when he decided to give us our own church building, he made sure that the preacher on his plantation didn't preach to his people. They went to another plantation and preached to those people to make sure that the preacher couldn't stir up the folk enough to rise up. Thus, we had the circuit preacher. First Sunday, second Sunday, third Sunday, fourth Sunday. We had one pastor, 4 churches. Y'all ain't listening. And then we now move into worshiping, and we're comfortable with that. You know, we have a few multiracial churches, but it's black, white, Hispanic. Everybody goes to themselves when they to worship. But I tell you, when we get to heaven, there ain't gonna be no black church. Church, it's gonna be church, and we get together every now and then down here and praise His holy name. But you can't do it if you don't exercise these demons in us. And we're still, folks, yet today, still mad because the vote was to change the flag. Because somehow they seem like it's going to wipe away their heritage. It didn't wipe away your heritage. It's just putting your heritage where it belongs. Look at this man. Jesus said to him, come out of him. And watch this now. The devil said, the demon said, can we go into the hogs? My granddaddy said it like this. Don't let the devil ride. If you let him ride, he'll want to drive. Eric, if you let him drive, my granddaddy said your soul will be lost. So don't even pick him up. He hitchhiking. He can't go nowhere without going in somebody. Every time we come to church, he shows up because somebody comes to church with a little hell in them. Every time we come, somebody come with a little hell in them. So Jesus said, go into the hog. This man walking around in the graveyard, so strong he's breaking chains, cutting himself, screaming and hollering out of his mind. And Jesus tells the demons to come out. And when the demons come out, watch the hogs. They were great in their own business, but when the demons got in them, they lived like this. Now look at up at first thing I see here is Jesus rescued him. Jesus redeemed. On the timeline can be that you've been rescued, change your life. You're not the same person that you were. Thank God He looked beyond your faults and He redeemed you and brought you back from the dead. So this man now, here he is in the text. He is sitting at the feet of Jesus. Look at him. Just a few minutes ago, Jones, cutting himself with stones, breaking chains, comfortable in the graveyard. Watch him. 15. There are at least 4 changes in the man. The first thing is he's resting. The change, he's sitting. This is probably the first time he quit moving in a long time. This was a new posture for the man. When possessed with the demons, he was constantly roaming and screaming and cutting himself. But listen what Jesus said in Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, give you rest. He's sitting at the feet of Jesus. Second thing I see, not only I see him resting, but I see him with reverence in his posture. Because now he's sitting. Luke says he was sitting at the feet of Jesus. Joe, now here's where real worship begins. Because now he's been changed. And he's at the feet of Jesus because he realized it's Jesus who has changed him. Christ does this work in this man. And now this man, he worships him. He gives him credit for his deliverance. Not only is he resting, and I see reverence, but thirdly, the text said he's robed, he's clothed. Before he met Jesus, he was naked. He didn't need no clothes on. I don't know if Jesus borrowed one of the disciples' robe or they got one from somebody, but he has clothes on now. We got to notice that sin will mess you up. It'll cause you to be naked and think you got clothes on. But when you meet Jesus, oh, what a change that comes over our lives. Do I have a witness there? I say, oh, what a change that comes over our lives. The man now, he's clothed and sitting at the feet of Jesus. And then fourthly, and most importantly, Brother Jackie, he's in his right mind. Let the church say he's in his right mind. Oh, I tell you, Jesus is a mind regulator. He'll give you peace that passes all understanding. Before he met Jesus, he was crazy. But now, he's in his right mind. Can I say it like this? He's at himself. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, he begins to reminisce about who he was, and Jesus now gives him peace in the midst of his demonic possession. The hogs are gone. Down the slope they dead. Second point in the text I see is the response of the people. And this is what's been troubling me all week long. Ever since the Holy Ghost dropped this in my spirit, is that how do we respond to the needs of others? Here it is in the text. The man now, he's no longer cutting himself. He's no longer screaming and hollering. He's no longer being belligerent and saying all kinds of nasty things. He's sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed in his right mind. And notice the response of the people. They were afraid of him. See, as long as we are black people acting out, burning stuff down, stealing stuff, they are comfortable with us because they know how to deal with us, shoot us, lock us up, beat us down. But when you stop acting out and start using your intellect, get in your right mind, and sit at the table with them while they're making policy, and sit at the table with them while they're hiring and firing people, all of a sudden they're afraid of us because we're no longer acting barbaric, because we're not some heathen. We are people made by God, equipped by God to do all kinds of things. Watching your own circle, when folks can no longer pull the puppet strings, when they can no longer use you, spend your money, drive your car, hang out at your place, live on you, and use you, all of a sudden they are afraid of you. When you wake up from your slumber and stop dropping him off, let him drop you off wherever, keep your car all day, then pick you up and get mad when you ask him about being late, talk about why you sweating me. You realize after a while that you don't have 3 children in the house, you got 4. Y'all gonna help me here for a minute? You know, after you get through watching him play PlayStation all day, don't go look for no job. Then as soon as you talk about getting work, he go on, move on somewhere else, because you are in your right mind. I believe it's like this. You can do bad all by yourself. But these men who were over the hogs, they ran into town to tell the owners what had happened. They said, you ain't gonna believe this. You ain't gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. This man called Jesus is down there at the shore, and he come and he told the demons to come out of Tomb's man. And they went into the hogs, and all y'all hogs dead. And you know, that's what this issue really all about, Brother Jackie. Why they can't say Black Lives Matter? Because of the monies they're making off Black lives. Come on, help me out here for a minute. All the grants that they're writing and getting money from the government on their minority population, and then funneling that money over to another side of town and using it for something it wasn't supposed to have been used for. They don't want to admit it, but they need us. They can't get along without us. But they don't want us at the table when the pie is sliced. They don't want us in the kitchen when the pie is cooked. They don't want us in the kitchen when the menu is set. They just want us to knock on the back door and get a handout. I'm going to say it one more time because it fit right here. We don't want nobody to give us nothing. Open the door. We'll get it ourselves. They opened the door for Daniel Hale Williams, and he performed the first open heart surgery. They opened the door for Gary Morgan. He gave us the traffic light. I wish I had a witness here. They opened the door for George Washington Carver. He gave us a college and did more with the peanut than the monkey could do with the coconut. I tell you, we are skilled. We are adept, and we are able, Jackie, to do whatever needs to be done. If you would only treat us like we are human. That's all we're asking. We can do more than run fast, jump high. We can do more than bounce a basketball, hit a golf ball. We can sit at corporate tables. We can run corporate America if America would just get in touch with herself. But she's afraid, and here's the fear, and I'm going to be gone. Here's the fear. The reason why they can't embrace us, because they think that we think like they think. And if I had done what they've done for the last 400 years, I probably would think the same thing. But life is too short for me to be trying to get even with you. Y'all ain't listening. I ain't coming for no getting even stuff. I read in Romans 12, round about verse 17, where the Bible says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So all I'm asking you to do is treat me like you want to be treated. If you are holy, you say you are, then the Bible said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you don't want me balling my fists up, thrusting it in the air, talking about black power, then put your flag in the museum. Put your statue in the museum. If you don't want me walking around talking about Black Lives Matter, then treat me like I matter. Come on, help me close here. They came out, and they said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that he destroyed our whole herd? I mean, come on, man. Here's a man been redeemed. He's a drug addict that recovered. He's an alcoholic that has come out of alcoholism. Here's a lady of the street now has become a woman. Come on, man. Here's a thug who stopped feeling. Look what you got in return for hogs. You got a person redeemed, reclaimed, reestablished. But that's not what we wanted. We wanted profit. Right in the midst of this pandemic, when people are dying and needing insurance, this administration is before the Supreme Court asking them to strike down and declare illegal the affordable health care because we want profit, pork chops instead of people. And this is what's going on day by day with men who are in power. And we need to wake up and understand that they rather have dollars than you delivered. And thus we as a people must learn how to start delivering ourselves. Now, how they made it back in the 60s when they decided they weren't going to ride the bus no more. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have Twitter. They didn't have Facebook. Rosa Parks said, I ain't getting up. They organized. And then they started picking each other up. And some folk walked until the city of Montgomery decided that you could sit where you wanted on the bus. We've got to learn that we can't give up now. Yes, thank God, flag is gone. Just a matter of procedure. Either today or tomorrow, they'll vote it in, governor will sign it. That one will be taken down, a new one will come. But that's just the start. Little Johnny can't be passed to the 4th grade and can't read in the 3rd grade. We got to get busy. We got to get busy. I say we have to get busy. Can't keep blaming the teacher because you've been homeschooling for the last 2 or 3 months. We got to work on preparing ourselves that when the door is open, we can walk in and be qualified and don't have a chip on our shoulder. Watch these people as I close. They look at the hog swimming in the lake, dead. Look at the man sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed in his right mind. And listen what these folk had the unmitigated gall to say to Jesus. Get out of our town. We don't want you in our country. Wherever you came from, go back. Oh, I wish I could have got to him, Eric, and told him, you're making a bad mistake. I wish I could have got to him, John, and told him, you're going to need the Lord. You got the best thing that ever happened to you in your presence right now. They said to him, leave. And so the Lord does what they asked him. He gets ready to go. The man said to Jesus, if you're leaving, I want to go with you. I don't want to be here with these people who do not recognize who you are. But watch Jesus now. He says to the man, what I want you to do is I want you to go home to your friends and tell them the good thing that the Lord has done for you. And that's all I came to tell somebody is I'm glad the Lord is more concerned about people than he is pork chops. He's more concerned about lives than he is those who are concerned about profit. Jesus said to the man, I don't want you to go with me, but what I want you to do is to go home and be a witness. And that brings me to my third point. I told you that, first of all, the man was rescued by the Lord. Secondly, we looked at the response of the people, and they were more concerned about the prophets than they were the person. They were more concerned about him than they were him. Do y'all hear me? But thirdly and finally, the man, after Jesus told him, I don't want you to go with me, but what I need you to do is to go home and tell your friends. The man, yes, Lord, said, I will be a witness. Can I get a witness here now? Is there anybody listening to the preacher who will be a witness that the Lord changed your life? Is there anybody listening to the preacher today who can testify that you never would have made it if the Lord hadn't saved you? Well, the man told me to tell y'all, I got to testify that my life was all messed up until one day I met a man called Jesus. I ought to have about 50 y'all who could testify that things has not been the same since you met Jesus. Oh, the wonderful change has come over me in my life since the Lord came into my life. I got to go here now, but I want to tell y'all that this man, he came to himself. This man was delivered from the demons, and when the Lord delivered him, do you hear me? The man began, yes he did, to be a witness. I think it goes something like this. He went home, and they said that looked like the crazy man. He said, I am a him, I am a he. I was crazy, but now I met a man called Jesus. Hey, can somebody help the preacher now testify that he picked you up, he cleaned you up, he turned your life around. I got to get out of here, SB, but I want to tell somebody he thought I was worth saving. Do you hear me? I'm so glad. I said I'm so glad that the Lord thought I was worth saving. He came and changed my life. He thought I was worth keeping. He cleaned me up on the inside. If anybody listening to the preacher can testify in your house, who can testify on your couch, who can testify in your bedroom that the Lord cleaned you up. He came in our lives. He thought I was to die for. Do you hear me? When I look at Calvary, I realized it wasn't about him, it was about us. He came to die for our sins. Do you hear me? On that hill, I need to tell America, on that hill, he died for the whole world. Do you hear me? I said he died for the whole world. Same God saved you, saved me. When he died on Calvary, look what he done. He gave his hand to the nail, gave his feet to the spike, gave his thorny crown to the ground. He gave his side to the spear. He gave his spirit to the Father. He dropped his head in the locks of his shoulder. And Union Baptist, you know what he did, don't you? He died. Didn't he do it? Yes, Lord. But I'm so glad that's not how the story ends. 3 days later, I said 3 days later, he got up with all the power. Sunday morning, didn't he do it? Don't play with me here now. If you know he rose, put some hands on that timeline. Give him praise. Bless his name. If you know the Lord rose, let me hear you say, yeah! Shout yeah! Yeah! He rose with all the power. And because he lives, I'm going to be a witness. Hallelujah. Glory to God who changed my life. What you going to do, Hawkins? I'm going to praise him. I'm going to worship him. I'm going to give him glory because he saved me. Because he raised me. Because he delivered me. Is it anybody in the house? Is it anybody in your house that know the Lord save your soul? If you've been born again and ain't you wanted to help me, come on and be a witness. Ain't he all right? All right! All right! All right! He will turn it. The Lord will turn it. He'll turn it around. He'll turn it. He'll turn it. He'll turn it. He'll turn it. He'll turn it around. If you could but just trust him. Believe in him. He delivered the tombs, man. He was more concerned about the human than he were the animals. The people were more concerned about their prophets than they were the man. And until this country, until this state, until this Gulf Coast become more concerned about people than they are prophets and their own pleasure and their own comfort. I mean, come on. People every day wake up having challenges for food security. Man said the other day, I ate breakfast, but I don't know where dinner coming from. And we Union Baptists, we can make a difference. We can make a difference. We can make a difference. God is not so impressed with our shout, but how we serve. This man went, read the text, and began to publish, to publicize, to witness that yes, I lived in the graveyard. Yes, I was the man who was out there with dead folk. But oh, I met Jesus. And oh, what a change that has come over me. Oh, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait till we get back to the church house. You know somebody right now that has a need that you can meet. You know somebody right now that you looked down on and thought less of because of what they didn't have. And you mistreated them because you thought you was a little better. I tell you the truth, you better get ripped off down here and not get ripped off over there. Jesus said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was sick, you came to see me. And they say, when, Lord, saw we you hungered or naked or sick? And he said, when you done it unto the least one of these, you've done it also unto me. Union Baptist, whatever you do, see all men as being created by God. Serve this present age, our calling to fulfill. What a day it's going to be, Jackie, when it ain't no black folk, no white folk, no Hispanic, no Asian, no Africans. John will be changed in the moment of a twinkling of an eye, and we're all going to be with God. What a day, what a day, what a day it's going to be. I challenge you, Union Baptists, don't be guilty of preferring pork chops over people. Don't be guilty of preferring your own comfort over helping somebody that's in need. We don't know what tomorrow holds. Going to extend now an invitation. Going to extend an invitation if you're on the timeline, if you're listening by YouTube or Facebook and you don't have the Lord in your life and you need to make a decision for Jesus, we challenge you right now. Drop some contact information on the timeline or in my inbox, and when worship is over, we'll contact you and we'll walk you through the process. But you need the Lord in your life. You're going to need him. You're going to need him. Because they can remove all the flags and all the statues and put you in the penthouse. If you hadn't been saved and you die, you're going to hell. You're going to need Jesus in your life. And I challenge you right now to accept him as your Lord. If you're on the line and you've been meaning to get closer to him and they closed the church house before you did it, and you still desire to do it, just drop contact information. I'll contact you and I'll walk you through the process. Because you don't have to wait for us to get back to the church house to get close to God. He's everywhere, even where you are right now. Come on, give Jesus a try as Carlos come with the song of his choice. It's a moment of decision for somebody. If you're here today, be challenged, answer the call.
You thought I was worth saving. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. You cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. You sacrificed your life so I could be free, so I could be whole. I could tell everyone I know you thought I was worth saving. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. You cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. You sacrificed your life so I could be free, so I could be whole. I could tell everyone I know you thought I was worth saving. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. You cleaned me up inside. You thought I was to die for. You sacrificed your life so I could be free, so I could be whole. I could tell everyone I know. Hallelujah. Glory to the God who changed my life. And I will praise you forever, and I'll worship you forever. I give you all the glory, so I could be free, so I could be whole. I could tell everyone I know. Hallelujah. God who changed my life, and I will praise you forever. I'll worship you forever, and I'll lift you up forever. I give you all the glory forever. I'll praise you forever. I'll lift you up forever, and I'll worship you forever. Yeah, so I can be free, so I could be whole. Everyone I know, you thought I was worth saving. You came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. You cleaned me up inside. Lord. You thought I was to die for. Sacrifice your life so I could be free, so I could be whole. I could tell everyone I know you thought I was worth saving.
Amen, amen. We bless God. We bless God. Thank you for being with us today. Do appreciate your worshiping with us today. Trust God that you've been blessed by the challenge of the word, but we do want us to make sure that we serve God wherever we are as safely as we can until we can come together again. See you on Tuesday at 12:15 for a word and a prayer. Be blessed as you go through the rest of this day. But if you must go out, we do admonish you to wear a mask, cover up, and get done what you need to get done and get back home as safely and quickly as possible. I love you. Appreciate you. Thank God for Carlos and Jackie Rogers. Thank God for these brethren coming and sharing with us through song and making worship just that much the better. Thank Dr. Jones for his support. Always here. We really appreciate him. Thank these support staff, our security team, and these brethren who are coming every Sunday to do the business of the church. And thank God for Sister Hawkins for sharing me with y'all and putting up with me being gone all the time. We thank God for her and really appreciate her being a part of me and a part of us. Thank you all for the kind words that you have typed on the timeline for Sister Hawkins and myself, and the shout outs that you've given to Sister Benita. We really appreciate those, for she does a tremendous job holding things together, keeping me on task and trying to get it where we can communicate with y'all. Listen, be blessed. Carlos and Jackie going to take us out on something. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be good. And we're going to just praise our way on out of here, and we'll see you Tuesday with a word and a prayer. God bless you. Come on, come on. Let's close it down like church. Come on. Sister Benita, take your shield back up and let them do a little bit of this right here. Come on, come on. Yeah, yeah. Hey.
Trouble in my way.
You better say that, man.
I have to cry sometimes.
This for everybody who hung around. This for everybody who stayed online. Come on, man.
I have to cry sometimes.
I lay awake at night.
I lay awake at night.
Oh, but that's all right.
That's all right.
'Cause I know Jesus.
Jesus, he will fix it.
After a while.
Trouble in my way.
Trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes.
I have to cry sometimes.
Oh, so much trouble.
Trouble in my way.
I have to cry sometimes.
I have to cry sometimes.
I lay awake at night.
I lay awake at night.
Oh, but that's all right.
That's all right.
'Cause I know Jesus.
Jesus, he will fix it.
After a while.
After a while.
Trouble in my way.
Trouble in my way.
I have to moan sometimes.
I have to moan sometimes.
So much trouble.
Trouble in my way.
I have to moan sometimes.
I have to moan sometimes.
I lay awake at night.
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 Tears running down my face.
I lay awake at night.
I lay awake at night.
I lay awake at night.
Oh, but that's all right.
That's all right.
I know Jesus.
Jesus, he will fix it.
And I know Jesus.
Jesus, he will fix it.
And I know
Jesus, he will fix it.
Fix it.
And I know Jesus.
Jesus, he will fix it.
And I know Jesus.
Jesus, he will fix it.
And I know Jesus.
Jesus, he will fix it.
After a while.
And